And they were asking everybody. Look, but she killed me though, because they were asking her to name everybody, give them a superhero name, and say what their superpowers are. So she gave everybody these dope superpowers, like, oh, you can fly, oh, you're super strong. Then it
I'm
was
not
like,
ready.
what
Not
about
yet.
cousin Cleveland? And it was like, what would his name be? She was like, glasses. I'm like, yo, first of all, why is that a superpower? Or why is that my name?
AJ, this is it. This is at least
You're now tuned in.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in
to the Juxtaposition Podcast.
Yo,
Oh, he was so specific. He was so specific. Welcome to episode 71 of the Juxtaposition Podcast, aka the Extraordinary Nobodies, aka the Starting Five, aka the Five Heartbeats, aka Four Hubbies and the Possible, aka the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Varsenio Hall. And we back to the Follow 5 crew. If you don't know what Follow 5 means, I'm sorry about that.
do your Googles. Do your Googles.
Just run your Googles. We're here with CEO and my man
sir.
Pulpit Poppy. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Word.
Yeah, man, I had to just throw it back to that song came out, I think summer 05?
I
Something
think
like
so.
that.
Or late 04, 04. It probably came out 04 down south, but we got it. in
Right.
summer
We
05.
got it up north back in 05. But it was a jam. It was a joint. Yo, I follow this page called Everyday Throwback on Instagram, right? And I'm constantly posting shit from their page because they be having like the songs you want to hear like all in a year. Like yesterday they had like 2003. Just like the top 10 hits from 2003 on this day. So whatever number one was on the
50
R&B
Cent?
charts, right, will all be no, it was. But it's like, yo, they got Sean Paul, they got Excuse Me Miss, they got Beyonce Crazy in Love, they got Beautiful Snoop.
Jay-Z and Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell.
They got number one was Monica So Gone.
Wow.
Oh, that joint was fire though.
Yo,
Yeah.
Monica. I just hear
Right.
Missy yelling in the background.
Right.
Yeah, that joint
So Gone.
Kick down the door and knock. Ain't that the one?
and slap
Smack
your
your
chick.
chick.
Nah, so that was a joint that like was on the radio at all times. I put on
definitely was.
Instagram. I remember playing ball all over Jersey, and that song was on the radio. And this was before aux chords. This is like the radio was all you had. Like you wasn't doing nothing else.
Yeah, they ain't have the
Hopefully you had a CD player in your car.
Oh yeah. This was
I had
mixed
an
CDs
aftermarket.
where you made your we had our car playlist and then you had your getting it in playlist, yeah.
Remember taking your face off the CD player joints?
Just so nobody know you got radio, so they don't rob you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bro, that's a crazy time. Let me
I
just
had
take
that.
the face
Remember,
off.
I put that
remember.
in the escort.
Let me take the face off my CD player so nobody gonna steal my joint.
They like,
Meanwhile,
damn, here somebody already got him.
they're gonna steal anyway. Somebody already got him. Too late. Gotcha. What's going on, fellas? Cleveland, what's happening? What's going on in Texas?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm just staying busy, staying busy and working and honestly being bored, bro. I'm real talk. I don't got no friends out here, bro. I realized that today.
I feel
Do
that.
some
Like-
push-ups, nigga.
You have,
Yeah, I know. Like
but you ain't got no motivation.
no motivation.
And
I
nobody's saying,
I
like,
do work
yeah,
out with
yeah,
Gabe
yeah.
a couple times a week. It's different though. You know what I mean? Through
And you
Zoom,
just-
you
you
don't got that
yeah.
same energy.
You single-handedly keeping Gabe employed.
I'm trying to. I'm doing my part.
Literally.
Nah,
Well, he helping me more than I'm helping him. Cause man, I had to get myself together.
Don't be like DJ Khaled. You know, DJ Khaled been on the treadmill for like 5 years, still the same size.
Yes, when you reach a certain age, it's more about the diet than it is about the exercise.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. That
You
is.
know what I mean?
I had a salad for lunch today.
Because Cali be on the treadmill, but they go out and eat the steaks with Nori and all of them down in Miami.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen Trick Daddy on the Breakfast Club today, and I watched. It's an entertaining episode. Some problematic parts, but it's entertaining. At the end, Charlamagne asked him to do his dance. Boy, he got that belly is large and in charge. Boy,
Which is crazy.
like he got like skinny top, Right, but his face is
Yeah.
not as slim as it used to be. But like
Yeah, it's all right here.
his belly is crazy, son. Like, but I know he got lupus and shit. But I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But I just want to cover my bases, just in case anybody with lupus is listening.
It might,
Yeah.
it could or it could not be.
The
But one thing
medicine,
I do
maybe.
know, bro, is that any kind of alcohol that just still goes straight to your stomach and just wants to live there forever.
And be chilling like
And just be chilling. Like
Word
it
up,
don't
B-boy
matter.
stance.
It don't matter. Like you have one glass of something and it's like
the gin be like
just chilling there, bro.
chilling.
So
I
it's
don't
about
know.
to gotta control my diet. Then it'll be better.
But I think that's the goal for everybody at this point. Like you're right. I don't know at what age you just like, oh, this is different. But
Way different. And
Somewhere
then
in
when
the
you realize
30s.
it's disappointing, it's borderline depressing.
you know
Can't
how I
eat
know
what you like
things
no
is
more.
different for me for real. Like the basketball court that I pay for, the gym that I pay for is a basketball court, and it's about 20 minutes away. My motivation to drive 20 minutes to play ball is different these days. It's like I used to drive an hour. I didn't care,
Oh yeah, we
right?
used to.
But like yesterday, I was like, I want to play ball. I'd be like, after work, I want to play, but like, I don't feel like driving over there. And the driving to see if there are people there, and then if there are people there, how many people are there? Should I wait?
You doing too much calculations, yo. We never.
It's
Too
like,
much,
I'm
yeah, I
just
was gonna say the same thing. It's a lot of analysis goes into it nowadays.
going to the
Like,
living room, like, babe, what you doing?
Maybe if I watch
Yeah.
basketball, is the game on? Like,
Yo, man,
Yeah.
like, but also something else that's been helpful is taking walks. It sounds real silly,
Jill
but taking
Scott.
walks, take like a mile and a half walk around your neighborhood, around the block. You know, if you're listening and you're in a safe neighborhood, do that. But if you are in Trenton, New Jersey, watch your back.
Then
Protect
take a
your
run.
neck. Right.
Be out, nigga. Be out.
you know what also helps too is Gabe told me this, and I think Kev said it one time on the show. Like if you just get work in throughout the day, like the work you get in aggregate, is studies that show it's equal to if you do like 40 to 45 minute hit workout.
Meaning like if you bang out 10 push-ups like in between a meeting or something, or if you
Your body
Walk on your
responds the
lunch
same way
break.
over time as if you were doing like 40 minutes a day of high impact training.
you know what's
High intensity, high
trash?
impact.
You know what's amazing but also trash on my part? Yo, I can probably get a 15-minute, maybe a 20-minute hit workout in every day and I would be able to maintain, but I don't. A 15
Yeah, I'm
minute,
jealous of that.
20
I need
minute.
more than that.
That's all I really need because I feel like my body be waiting to get back to what it used to be.
See, y'all are
And it,
athletes.
and it be me.
I'm not an athlete.
I'll be in the way.
Yeah, I got muscle memory, so like I could.
You see how he said I got muscle memory. You see that? That was a subtle diss.
Freudian slip. My bad. My bad. Nah, but I feel like I've been watching because the liquor. I don't want to be the skinny guy with the stomach. Like you know what I mean? Like
Oh, with
it's
the
gonna
belly.
just yeah.
Yeah.
I already seen it for me. I'm like, so I'll go like, let me go a couple weeks without it. Then let me go, really what happened was the injury because I just started being able to jog.
Mm-hmm.
So like being that,
Okay.
I was always playing something all year round. Football, basketball,
Now
and
that
jogging.
bring it full circle because Cleveland mentioned not having friends in Texas. I don't have y'all. It's kind of tough to build friendships that are not y'all after being friends with y'all for so long, but not having that accountability or that like, let me go get right with my mans. Not having that is tough, and I think I've never had the intrinsic motivation to get to want to like get big or anything like that. I just want to play basketball. So when that
Yeah.
becomes more of a challenge, and you don't have nobody to work out with, that's my issue. It's always been like, fuck, if I have somebody to go with me that'll motivate me.
Yeah, self motivation is hard, bro. Trust me, because even there's times I set my clock. I'm gonna get up 5:30 in the morning, and then that shit ring, and I'll be
Bro,
like, it's
that shit
raining
sound
outside.
that shit sound mad good. 5:30 a.m. sound mad good at 9 o'clock the night
Well,
before.
yeah. Well,
It
my
does,
my
though.
most of my motivation. So I was trying to help Brother Simmons out, and
Right.
we did good for a couple weeks. He skated on me last week, like a couple of days, and then I got busy. Like the
But I
days
said
I
low
gotta
key,
go to New
you
York,
probably
I
liked
can.
it low key. You like, I mean,
Well, not the days that I actually prep, because I'm like, at least 2 of those days I was there by myself, and I was like, damn, this nigga. I'm thinking, okay, he gonna pull up, and I just kept
oh no,
doing the
you gotta do
workout.
the sit on the bed text. Like when you get up and you sit in the bed, like you ready, and
If you don't respond, lay right back down. That happened to me twice. I swear to God, that happened to me twice. It was like 5:30, and then by like 5:50, I was like, I'm rolling right back over. I got up, went to the bathroom.
man.
So he still ain't respond. Let me get this last power hour in before the kids wake up.
Facts.
The motivation is definitely different when you have people there. I had a gym membership when I was living in Mass that I used probably 3 times. And the only reason I used it 3 times is because people came to visit me and I went to that gym with them. Like Zoe came to visit me one time. We went to the gym. Someone else came to visit me, went to the gym. And after that, I never used it at all. I was like, yeah, man, it's the motivation is different, bro. When you don't got people around you.
It really is. It really is. But that kind of, it's kind of going to speak to what we're going to talk about today, which is like things that you think that you are good at, but you should kind of like fold it in, because you couldn't have told me that like I wouldn't have been there. I thought that I was going to be nice at swimming, but I'm not. Like I used to go to the YMCA. I was like, nah, I'm long. I got stamina. I'm about to, bro. In there fucking shit up. Swimming is hard, son. Like swimming is super hard. But let's start with that. Cleveland, what are some things that you thought that you were going to be like nice at? Like you were like, piece of cake, I'm about to crush this. And then you did it and you was like, maybe this requires a little bit more attention to detail.
All right. So I'm a communicator. I like to communicate. I like to give presentations, speeches, all of that good stuff. So, and I'm situationally funny. I'm not like comedic. I'm not like a joke teller, but situationally I can say something funny. So I was like, I'm going to try stand-up comedy. I had one solid showing, like where I was
that
slaying.
The one at the church
like,
where we came through? I know one of them.
No,
was
that one was like,
but
there was one I had before that where I had like hard laughs, bro, like bent in half, like knee slapping, like hard laughs, and it was just flowing.
Was it a church?
It was church.
Oh,
It was church.
Oh, they can't boo you in church.
Right. But it wasn't complimentary laughs though. Like it wasn't like the he crazy. Nah, it was like legit laughs, and it was like flowing, bro. Like I was thinking of stuff to say, like I just saw a skit on that too. But so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. So first time was great. Next time was like, third time, bomb. Fourth time, bomb. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. This is not my call.
It was an and 2 bombs that was like, you know what? This part of
when you was bombing, right? When you was bombing, right? Did anybody in the church go, take your time, baby?
If they did that, that probably would have helped me think of more stuff to be funny about.
Take your time equals pack it in, bro.
It was like, the worst is when people don't. The worst is when people don't get the joke. Like when it don't land and you got to try to pivot. That's the hardest thing.
It's like a space.
It's like that was the joke and nobody got it.
Oh no! Laugh right here, like right here.
Yeah, y'all supposed to laugh at that part.
See, Cleveland got
you just gotta go to the next joint.
People used to say that same thing. Yo, you ever try comedy? You mad funny? I'm like, no, I'm just making fun of you. That's all. Like, I'm not like, I'm not actually
situationally funny.
Yeah,
situationally funny.
Why the crowd hit Cleveland with the meatballs? Hit you off. Like, no. Laugh at this, not that.
Yo, and the thing about comedy too, and like one time when I bombed, I don't really think it was my fault. And here's why. It was like the thing about stand-up comedy, it gotta be a good crowd, bro. Like you can't do stand-up comedy in front of like 5 people. The vibe ain't there. Like it's not the same.
You gotta sit down with them.
They put me on. Yeah, they put me on the joint late. They put me on like last in the whole joint. I'm like, either I should have went like second or third or not at all. So by the time I got there, people was walking out. It was a few people listening, a few people not. So one bomb I could probably give myself a little credit for because it was just not enough people there for it to be a funny situation. But one of them was just like, yeah, this ain't it. Yeah, so like that last one I got to give myself some credit for. Like I bombed, but had they put me on the show like earlier where it was more people, I felt like I could have done better. So I got to give myself a little bit of a pass for that.
So you was like a little bomb. Like a tiny
it was like
bomb.
It was a bomb, but I mean it was 4 people, so can it count? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I get that. So I mean, you think this is a good segue to like, have y'all seen Ti is now trying stand up? Have y'all seen
I
that?
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but I've heard about all the
The hoopla,
controversy. Yeah.
it's
The
reached your
hoopla.
doorstep, right? So it's been a lot. I'm not gonna focus on all of it because that's not what we want to talk about for today's episode. But I want to focus on the New York City experience. As y'all know, New York is a tough nut to crack, right? It's always, no matter
Hmm.
what level of entertainment you in, New York is always tough. So I want to say it was the Barclays he was at.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
I think he was like doing like an in between set for somebody else, and the first clip that got released was he doing his routine. You know he doing his routine, and the crowd is just like, "Nigga, go home,
Hmm.
go home." The boos was getting crazy. If you've never been to a New York City show of any kind, the boos will start in an isolated area, then they'll grow, then they'll grow, and then the person right next to you getting crazy, and it's just like, all right, bro, I don't know. So, what was your first thoughts about somebody as solidified in one area as Ti, now trying something that doesn't seem to be, at least from that first clip, doesn't seem to be successful? What were your thoughts about that?
Well, I was thinking like it happens to everybody. He was already gonna at a disadvantage because it was New York and he not from there. So,
Right.
and it had nothing to do with the rap thing because they respect him as a rapper. But it's like, all right, yo, you trying some new shit, whatever, whatever.
It's like a little stay in
Like,
your lane situation.
New York is a real particular. Like, yo, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But
Do that.
if you're gonna come to New York, make sure the whole country like you first before you get here. That's just, I don't know.
So you
That's
don't
just
feel
their
too bad
change
about.
up.
So what's
You gotta
worse,
build up
right?
your chops.
Ti doing stand up in New York and getting booed, or Julius Randle trying to bring the ball up from full court and the
And he'll
guards
get
going
booed.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
yo, cause that's like vitriol boo. Like some people might just wanted to do it just because of Ti, just to bust his chops. Yo, you in New York. Like when it comes to comedy and booing, a lot of times, sometimes the joke is funny. Sometimes people just doing it just out of spite, just cause like to see how tough he is, cause we know you're doing something different, or just
Right.
to. Sometimes in New York, it's like, yo, if you could turn us around, we gonna boo you anyway. Fuck that. But we want to know
Right.
how nice you really is. Julius Randle doing the bullshit he did. He almost like it was couple of games he might not have made it out the garden like if the security wasn't there. Like, cause
I
it's
I,
like
be- I believe that. I believe that. Cleveland, what was your thoughts on the Ti thing?
I respected it. I respect what he's doing. I respect that he's taking it seriously. And I respect that like he didn't react in a corny way to getting booed. I
cursing
really
people
had
out.
a yeah, like I had a lot of respect for that. Like
That's true.
when you hear his explanation, he was like, I felt like they were challenging me to be funnier.
What
So
I
I had to
said.
try to turn them around and be funny. And I really respect that because somebody so well established in a completely different arena to go into something else, get a negative reaction, and not be like, well, F y'all, I got more money than y'all anyway. Like he could have said a whole lot of corny stuff that would have made it worse probably, but he didn't. Like he just was like, yo, I'm gonna just try to thug this out. Like he's approaching it like a true person who's trying to break into comedy. I respected it.
Now with context, right? We're moving ourselves from the New York thing because he did react like a spoiled brat a couple other
Oh, he did?
times. Yeah, not
Not
in New
that
Oh, I
York.
time.
didn't see that.
Not in New York. So there was another show that he had with this young girl who's a budding comedian. I don't know her name, pardon me, but I guess she alluded to his sexual allegations, right? Like in a joking way. But apparently there's audio that he came at her first. So he got real sensitive and then like commandeered her whole set, like heckled her and like so there was a whole that was like just last week,
Oh, I didn't
right?
know that.
And then the whole situation with Godfrey. I'm not sure if y'all saw that. But anyway, I think it's about learning. There's always unspoken rules in whatever industry you try to embark on, right? And if you don't come in humble, comedy is not like hip hop. So you got to come in like, all right, I don't know the ropes, but
Yeah.
you're gonna get premium cachet because of your superstardom.
Her
But
name was
You know
Lauren
one thing or
Knight.
two about comedy?
Lauren Knight,
Comedy is like one of those things where it's literally
Subjective.
just about how funny you are. It don't matter how you look. Like you got Bruce and you got Chris Rock, right? Like it's not about a look. It's about like, can you deliver a joke? Can you bring people on a journey and make them laugh? And that's really all that matters. You never leave like, yo, they were mad funny, but they look weird. Like you don't care. Like you just care that
And
they made you
sometimes
laugh.
the look of them looking weird adds to the
Adds to the value.
what's
Like
my
a- like
man
a
from
Robin
Lavelle
Harris.
Crawford.
Nah,
Lavelle
what's
Crawford,
my man from Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Larry David.
Nah, the black dude. My man, what's his
Oh,
name?
JB Smooth.
Yeah, like he's a funny
he's
kind of
hilarious.
looking guy, but his reaction and with all that adds to his like funniness.
It's his speech. I don't know if he looked funny, but
He do look a little
his
funny,
his speech just be killing me. How he say stuff.
You see those? He and them Caesar's Palace.
Yeah,
commercials now,
Yo,
too.
he be killing me in that joke.
We need to put the Caesar's audio in here. We gotta have a little JB Smooth audio.
Him,
clip
and what's
in
the
here.
other boy's name that got the funny voice? I like you, Bruce Lee. What's the boy's name? From the last OG.
Oh, Tracy
Tracy
Morgan.
Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
like,
No, that's
what
what he
is
said. He
you
was like,
talking about?
he told Eddie Murphy, he was like, I used to look up to you, Bruce Lee, and Evil Knievel. Yo, I don't know why it was so funny because it wasn't even a joke, bro. I
It's
was
the way he
crying.
It's Hustle Man from Mars, so you know he always had that weird like
You,
speech.
Bruce Lee, and Evil Knievel. I was crying, bro.
Yo, this whole
But yeah,
conversation
man.
is turning into another conversation because I think that y'all are right. Like how good are you? Where like how
Yeah.
well can you deliver the job, even despite not having the quote unquote skills, right? Like how can you show up? You know how back in Fall 05, what they used to say, it's about your enthusiasm. You don't got to know all the information, but what captivates people's attention is the enthusiasm, right?
Yeah, energy level. Yeah.
And I used to be like,
or
that's some
lack
bullshit.
thereof. Or lack thereof. Like, right? Because some
talk to me,
comedians
talk
is
to me.
like real, like, some comedians are real, like, mellow. And they have that, like, that
Monotone.
real sarcastic, like, tone to
Yeah.
their jokes.
Dry
But, like, you
humor.
still laugh just as hard as if, like, somebody was over the top, like Martin Lawrence was back in his, like, you know what I mean, heyday with that
You know
comedy
who's the
game.
person that's like that? Now I think of it like Dion Cole,
I was
right?
about to
Dion
say
Cole
that.
is funny
Dion
as hell.
Cole is
And
Yeah.
he though I felt like I don't know if this was part of his act, like intentionally, or it was like a backup plan just in case a joke ain't hit. But
the
he,
paper thing?
yeah, he like, all right, that one ain't work. Like, and then the crowd started laughing.
So I
The
think
crowd
I
was-
think I think he did that because he exploded because of Blackish. I think he did that before Blackish.
Oh, he was on Comic View with that. Remember
Yeah,
Comic
yeah,
View?
yeah. So I was about to say I seen that clip and I was like, oh, he been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, he was. I knew Dion Cole way back in the day.
And that's the difference. And that's the difference between rap and comedy. Like rap, you can get over, bro. You can have zero lyrics, zero bars, and you can get on stage and jump around and have a catchy hook, and you're a superstar. You ain't doing that with comedy. It's like it's about did you make me laugh?
That's
You gotta
also
have
true,
something that you bring to the table.
because a lot of the Instagram comedians, in quotes, right? The Instagram comedians have to learn the trade or the trade of stand-up comedy, whereas they have the audience. It's always this whole generation is backwards, where before you have to go to the mainstream people, convince them, you'll get the stardom and the audience. But now you have the audience, which will put asses in seats, so a comedy club will book you even if you haven't put the work in yet. So it's backwards now. Whereas DC Young Fly, who I think is getting really good at stand up, but in the beginning he was very bad, and he said that. So he would be like he would get a venue to book him all the way out in California and bomb, headline and bomb. But because he had the audience, it was like a good training ground. But the club didn't lose. His ego might have lost. But a lot of these internet comedians are learning this shit the hard way. That this internet, Instagram comedy is not the same as getting on that stage
Yeah.
and getting to it.
Because you can stage your jokes when you do them on the
you
internet.
can't do that many takes.
You can stage your videos. Like you can have like a little script that you kind of have in your mind that you're working with, and you can put it in the context and make it funny. It's different when you got to paint a picture and you up there on the mic and a bunch of people looking at you expecting. Yo, the worst thing is like when somebody's looking at you expecting to laugh. Like
Yo, son,
it adds
have
so
you
much
ever-
more pressure.
Let's make it more personal. Have you ever been at a table, right, with your friends or whatever, and you deliver a joke, you got everybody laughing, right? And it's always, you have that opportunity to have a follow-up comment or
Yeah.
joke. And it can take you over the top or it can just flatline you. that little time, that little
Do or die.
it's and you looking at they laughing and looking at you like, what's next? And you just like, you don't say nothing.
Yo, son, don't ask us because we've been together and we each have done that. And what do we say? We be like,
Lost the
you
crowd.
lost the crowd. You lost the crowd. You do that and somebody just starts having a side conversation or something like.
Yo, that's also, bro. Let's have that conversation. When you want the attention of somebody, and they give you with the, yeah. So I don't even know what's going on. It's like, all right.
I failed.
You gotta figure out something else to do. That's the
What's your
worst.
plan
moment
B?
ever.
Like, what's your plan B when somebody when you looking at somebody in their face and they are just not, they don't even see you. Like,
I prefer them to give me a fake haha that I know was weak than to ignore me because my dumbass will repeat it and like, yo, maybe they didn't hear me.
it's hot in here, right?
It is hot in here. Also,
No. It's hot in here, right?
You heard me, right?
You changed the way that you said the word. It's hot in here,
bro.
It's hot in
That's
here.
happened to me a couple of times, and I was like, you would have been better off just telling me it wasn't funny or just fake laughing like lightly, and I would have got the hint.
But that's low key.
But
how
some
you figure
people
that
don't
you're
get
not
that
funny.
hint though. Some people don't
They
get
don't.
that hint.
They
Yo,
don't.
I was in a situation where a cousin had a boyfriend that was extremely corny. And this was way back in the day. And this movie had come out. I was young and I knew he was corny. And the movie came out. It was called What Women Want. It was I think Mel Gibson was in it or something.
Yes. Oh,
And we were watching the preview for it. He just he's new to the family. First of all, so you know you got to
hold on.
tread
Describe
lightly.
what the movie's about, right?
So
I think
what women
Mel
want.
Gibson got.
Can he hear the power?
He could hear.
He-
He could hear what
boom.
women were thinking.
Boom.
And the title came up, What Women Want, and he was like, What women want? That's impossible. So everybody gave him like a little like, right? I guess he wanted it to hit harder. So he says it again. What women want? That's impossible. Like, so now we're laughing, but we're not laughing with you. Like, we're laughing because you ain't get the hint that it wasn't.
Hold on, do it again. What he say? What he say?
He said it the first time. He said, What women want? That's
Yo, y'all terrible. Yeah, you was fine. It was funnier than you thought.
Oh my God.
It just took
like, it was so serious.
Clearly, it just took 15 years for it to be this funny. That's all.
No, I'm laughing because he repeated. He was like, "That's impossible," and then it was like, "We give him a complimentary." Like, and then he said, "What women want." That's impossible.
But no, he got it,
bro.
Did he hit y'all with the? Am I right? Am I right?
No, he didn't do that. But like, because we was laughing
Yeah,
so hard the
leave.
second time, but we were laughing at him, so he didn't. It was just so he thought it landed the second time. He probably left feeling good about himself. But
did
we were
he-
not laughing with
But
you.
did your family catch the eyes at each other? Like,
Yes, and that's what made the hard laugh because you know
Yeah.
how like you know what they thinking.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
but you also know that this is another good point. I hate when I do that. I give myself credit before I say it. I'm going to keep doing that because I don't like it. When the person who don't say nothing is the ringleader of the laugh, when it's just like that, it's just like, you caught it too, and all of a sudden it's a roar of laughter, even though that person didn't say anything.
That's
Yeah, that used
it's
to
the
happen to us all
worst.
the
I
time.
felt at the time I felt bad, but then I realized that he thought that was his laugh. So everybody won. We got a good laugh, and he thought it was for him.
Man.
Terrible.
Like you also gotta be careful. Like you can't be pulling out. I don't give a fuck how nice you are. You can't be pulling out no tricks the first time you're around the family.
No, you gotta play
No,
it safe.
no. You chill.
You gotta play it safe.
You gotta.
I wait
you
till I
gotta-
know them.
Yeses and nos.
Now,
From here,
like my in-laws know because I bomb on them, so they don't even care. Like,
See, but that.
but that's years. I ain't do that on day one. Like,
Right.
Probably not even day 17. It's a
I
long.
don't know. By day 17, I was mocking, my father-in-law talk about a couple of grape sodas. Like I was.
But
I think
to him-
about maybe. I don't think he would have got it. I don't know if he's seen the movie, so he wouldn't have got it.
But you also gotta like. You gotta like. when you joking on family, you got to start with your wife or your significant other. Like, see how
Oh
she
yeah,
warm up to it. Like if it's a tight spot for her, you're like, ooh, okay. Take it
yeah,
like
yeah.
Neon Cole. All right, not her,
Yeah.
That only work.
not that auntie. But
Mm-mm.
do y'all have those conversations with your wives about like who in her family is like funny or funny things about them?
We get I get the landscape of the room before I walk in for sure. Like
No, no, no,
who's a
no.
joke.
Like y'all at home. It's just you and her, but you talk
Mhm.
about her family. Like it's something that you peeped about one of her family members, and you want to talk to her about it.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I know you do.
I know you
But they
do.
don't be funny intentionally. It's like us laughing at them. They just not in the room to be laughed at. But we might have recapped something that happened or like
See, that's what you got to do. You got to hit. You got to get the Odell. You know when Odell reached all the way back for the football.
oh yeah the
If she throws something your way, I was like, I know, right? I seen that too.
oh I love it. I love it, yo. Cause I'm thinking it already. So I kind of be like, damn, do I bring it up? But if she bring it up first, it's like joy, like hit the lottery. Like, oh, we about to have a good night. I'm about to go in, and we have it. Yeah, I mean, it does get funny though. I ain't gonna lie.
So no
I
for,
can't
no
think
for
of a
you,
moment.
Cleveland. No.
Nah, I can't think of a moment off the top of my head.
It's still early for them though. They 2 years in. Like
And
I ain't
plus,
gonna
like,
lie.
it's gonna be longer too because we live like further away from each other's family now, so it's a
Yeah,
lot
y'all not
different. We
your
both far.
interactions like we had the
Nah,
high speed interaction
all that
living.
happens. I know what went down. Her family listened to the pod, so that's what it is.
Is
You
that what it
know,
is?
that's what it
Sitting in their
is.
best behavior when I'm around,
Uh,
No,
just
no, no.
chilling.
You on your
oh,
best
you
behavior.
now, yeah.
Oh no no.
Say nothing. They might be tuning in. Like,
Like, is it me? Is it me? Like, yeah, her one cousin with the peg leg, she be wild,
hey,
and you
shut up.
know it's
Nah.
like, you got one cousin
You
with the peg leg,
stupid.
and it's me.
My brother-in-law listens. He's the only. I feel like he the only one. I think we need to do like a
I know you was talking
Spanish
about me.
translation one. Like,
Who else got a pig leg? Who else got a pig leg?
It's like Zoe said. I had no muscle memory. I got memory foam, but I ain't got no
uh,
muscle memory.
I didn't say that. I never said that. I said I
It's
have
like
it. I ain't say nothing else.
nah. It's like by omission. You're like, hold on. How many people in the family got this trait?
Yeah,
Oh
I've,
shit!
I've
Have you
definitely
ever
pointed it out.
have you ever been have you ever noticed late that you were the butt of the joke?
Nah, cause with me, people can't. They like want to put it on blast that they gunning me because of what I do to them regularly. So ain't no late nothing. They going. They like walk with a sign like, "Yo, we gunning you right now." Like so
It's
at
your
this,
time. You
yeah.
up
So
and back.
I don't think I could even. I would have to be completely slow to like not catch it. The way they come for me is like I already know what it is. Like.
How about you, Cleveland? You ever realize you was about to joke late or like mid joke? You're like, oh, this nigga talking about me.
Nah,
Nigga with the
nah.
glasses.
It's always the low hanging fruit with
Yo.
Cleveland.
Now that you said that, yeah, like but not. It was
Talking
kind
about
of weird
late, you just
because
caught that shit late.
yeah, I just caught that because it was mad funny at first, and then I was like, yo, she killing me. But it's my younger cousin on my wife's side. She's like 4. And
Oh,
they were asking everybody, look, but she killed me though, because they were asking her to name everybody, give them a superhero name, and say what their superpowers are. So she gave everybody these dope superpowers, like, oh, you can fly, oh, you're super strong. Then it
I'm
was
not
like,
ready.
what
I'm not
about cousin
ready.
Cleveland? And it was like, what would his name be? She was like, glasses. I'm like, yo, first of all, why is that a superpower? Or why is that my name?
AJ, this is it. This is the
Did you at
time.
least say
This is
that
the
like
time.
laser vision or some
That's the
shit?
top.
Like,
Why you invent your name glasses? Just glasses.
She was like, glasses. And she said it mad soup. I was like, I laughed at first and I was like, yo, she killing me right now though.
Oh my god! But it was so strong and firm, like
Nah,
one word,
but that's her. She's
impactful.
sharp.
Did she get the
Glasses.
crowd?
Oh, she got the crowd. They was killing me. They was killing me. I forgot
You
about
laugh.
that.
You like, this shit is about me. Let me relax. Let me
that's
relax. This shit is
fine.
about
man.
me. We didn't got so far from the actual topic. We're just gonna keep it going. So you didn't answer the question early on about is there anything that you try or you thought you would be nice at that you tried and you're like this shit didn't go too well.
Probably hollering at somebody, really. But Honestly,
talking to a girl is always so much easier in your head, son.
yeah. I don't think so. I would say this. Because I'm very conscious of like I make fun of people, so I don't like being made fun of. I don't say I don't like it, but I would prefer not to. And I don't really enter in things that I don't think I'm gonna be good. I would say if I had to pick one I wouldn't say I was terrible, but I knew even while I was doing it, this is not gonna be a career. Was probably us rapping. Like, you know how we used to freestyle and do whatever. I mean, I'm sure we had a couple of one-liners here and there, but I'm like, this is not a career thing. And
Y'all, to be honest, y'all was the first 85 South. Y'all could have been somebody,
yo, this is true, yo.
We
We
just
was
been
like
doing
85
this
North.
back and forth.
Y'all could have been 295 North.
Yo, word up.
We
Yeah,
could've
we
been.
was like 85 South mixed with like Lyrics' Lounge Show, and then what's the other joint? Like the Wild and Out. Like we was doing that shit like way before.
You know what's interesting? What I would love to see us get into improv. Like if we could do improv, I feel like I feel like
Cleveland's
I'll be
good. I'm
decent
not
at
good at
improv.
improv.
I feel like I'll be decent at improv.
I feel like I would enjoy it. I feel like I would enjoy it. For sure.
Well, there was a season where we had to do it, but
But like
think
we
we were
were,
under
I mean,
duress.
looking at shit, thinking about me back in, I don't even know, son. Like I feel like I was just a vessel of like good things, but like none of them were developed. Just like at 18, I just was like, I don't remember caring about much, but not in a bad way. But like, I don't even know what I enjoyed. Like, you know, what
just
I mean?
going through the motions.
I remember telling y'all when I was like in middle school, I used to hang with everybody that was cool, and I was the person that fucked up every joke. Every joke, I was the reason why I died. Every
Oh
fucking
yeah,
joke.
because yo, Var did say that line from DMX, what they really want from me
That was not me. I did not say that shit.
He said when I used to tell a joke and if it just didn't laugh.
Yo, just to be real, you the one who pointed that out, that lyric out to me, and I was like, that's sad as shit. When a nigga told a joke and the bitches didn't laugh, he said, now I'll do the math. It's
I
like,
see if you got this, and this.
some cats, that nigga's the shit. But that's so sad, son. Like, imagine like trying to get in the club, not in the club, trying to get with a bunch of people
In the
and you
group,
like,
yeah.
and you making jokes and they look at you like, yo, go home, nigga. What the
Like,
fuck
yo,
is you
why
doing?
you here, bro? Whose man's is this?
Because
Man.
sometimes it's not even about what you said; it's the timing. Like if you miss,
Oh,
like
the
you said
timing is
before,
clutch.
if you mistime a joke, bro, it's the difference. Like you said before, between like going up and like failing terribly. It's all about the timing.
Am I right? Am I right? It's like, no,
Am I-
nigga, you're not.
Or
You're
like,
not right.
right.
yeah, because if you mistime it, like niggas will let you air dry for real. Like, yeah.
That's-
They
that's the
will though.
crickets. That's
The crickets are the worst. Please give me a complimentary laugh.
what I
Give me
said. I
you
told you.
crazy. Give me something, but don't just let me die.
That's why when y'all be on the pod talking, I just be like, yep. I just gotta give y'all something.
Yeah, don't let it die,
'cause
bro.
I know I hate, but even if it's a fire point, right? You can't. It's just like dead air. Like, well, I'm not hitting. I'm off.
Yo,
I'm
no,
off.
you know what's worse than like a mistimed joke? Like when you're trying to tell a funny story and you realize halfway through that they had to be there.
Oh, it's one of those you just had to be there. I feel like I do that all the time.
That's the worst feeling. Because when that moment when you realize like this ain't gonna be funny, it's like what do you do? Like do you just abort? Do you finish the story?
Listen,
Nah, you
I told
already
you
in the car. The car is on. Like you,
yeah,
pull out,
gone.
you pull out the parking lot.
I
like,
told you I
this shit
did that
not
with
funny.
Chris, but I was like, yo, by the time I was laughing so hard I couldn't tell the story. I'm like, yo, by the time I tell you, it's not even funny.
But
yo.
you have foresight to know that. I'm saying like when you're
Yeah.
in the story, like you start saying like, yo, and then this happened and this happened, and they looking and you like, it should have been funny by now and it's not. Like, what do I do?
that was the part where I laughed. Why you ain't laughing?
Right.
You gotta have a what you call it? You gotta have a person that's gonna hold you down regardless. Like even if you think you dying, you gotta laugh off the strength.
Please.
Word. It's like you gotta give them
So
something.
important. Save your friends. Save your friends. Give them that complimentary laugh.
Yeah, it make the world feel better.
Somebody on the sideline was
Exactly.
like, "That's it."
Yeah, I would go home if somebody said that. I would slide out carefully into the bushes. Like,
Yeah, I
can't
feel
stay
like
here.
my wife doesn't say that's it, but if I'm telling her something, she'll like walk while I'm talking. I'm like, all right, well, the story's over. I guess
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. It's a pet peeve of mine. So
that's
it's
fucked
a
up.
pet peeve of mine. Like Nah, give me some
Do
love,
it,
bro.
do it back. She get mad like, "Are you gonna stay in your list?" I'm like, "Oh, pot calling kettle black, huh? Like that's how we doing it."
You know what I think? You know what I do? That I think people around me hate is that they like, "Hey, you know about that?" And I'm like, nah. Because you know when you start up and you need an ammunition to continue,
Oh, they need that.
You
Yeah,
shut
they
it
need
down
that.
too fast.
but I don't
That
be
boost.
remembering. You remember that?
That's
like-
foul. You ain't
You don't
right.
even want to
cool, but-
continue.
I know, but it's not my fault that I don't remember because you assume that I remember. I don't fucking remember.
But
You know
I think
so-and-so,
thing is
I
like
don't.
it's like a rhetorical
I don't.
question. You're supposed to just say yes so they can continue, and then by halfway you start to remember because they
Nah, by
want to.
halfway, I remember that I realized that I fucked up. That I'm like, oh, I ain't give.
I
them-
do
ain't give them-
remember.
No, I still don't remember. I just don't. I didn't give them enough boost to continue. That's when I was
Well,
like,
I mean, it's pointless if you still ain't remember at the end. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, no, you're right. But I gotta do better at that. I definitely be like, nah.
shut it off quick. That's fucked up.
Like we're keeping the real goes wrong. It's like, all right, nigga, you don't remember? All right, watch.
Yo, sidebar. Speaking of our rapping, yo, I need to pull up on Kofi and see if he still got me and Cleveland joint from back in the day in his like.
In this
I'm
hard
telling
drive.
you, yo, yeah. I'm telling you, he got that somewhere, yo. That's not stuff that you just throw away.
Damn, that
was a
would
good
be
time.
interesting. And for the
Yeah.
record, Jux listeners, when he says us, he did not mean me. I was Diddy giving ad libs at best.
Bar didn't really want to rhyme. He didn't want to. He was yeah.
I knew my strengths
Sure.
to that, and coming up with rhymes on the top of my head. I'm an ideas person. I'm not a rhymes person. That wasn't. I got an idea. How about we do this, y'all?
But
Like, yes,
everybody
y'all.
had those things they did in freestyle. Is like you always say. Remember, I used to always say for some reason my rhymes got clout. I'm like,
Why?
first of all, who says clout?
Oh, yes. I
Who
don't know.
says
That
clout?
was your
And
favorite-
my
that was
rhymes
your
did not
favorite
have.
one-liner.
There's no way my rhymes had any clout.
This is how when there was two things that you did when you really ain't have nothing left to say.
Oh,
You'll bring up my rhymes got clout, or you will go yeah, like you make a weird ass noise that don't have to
Yo.
go with the beat, and I'm like, what the
And
fuck was that?
that would hit nowadays, yo. I can make a hit song
yeah.
with that nowadays.
Nah,
I
you
Just
mean,
with sounds.
at least 10 top 10 number ones have had that. And I'm
Exactly.
like, yo, Cleveland been doing this shit since 03. Like,
For sure. But
That's
yeah,
like
my
Chris.
rhymes
You know,
got clout.
that's how dudes. That's how dudes make. First of all, let me back up to clout. Give me 4 words that rhyme with clout. Just give me 4. Like
Shout,
Stout,
pout,
mouth.
stout.
That's
They
about it.
all trash words though.
Yeah,
Stout.
yeah,
Like that's even worse than clout.
Substance on
Stout.
that. No
Like who
substance.
says that? Oh, you so stout. Like
I
what?
figured I'm a little teapot. You put your
I said,
Yeah, exactly.
And stout. That's the first thing I think of too when I heard that shit. I'm a little.
Oh man, this is
teapot.
why I'm not a rapper.
Nope. I told you. I was like, not happening.
That's
Sometimes,
a
yo,
compliment.
I be thinking of some bars, and I'm like, if I only had a whole rap to go with it. it'd be
If I
nice,
write
but-
each one of my one-liners down and put it together, I'll probably have a nice song.
but it wouldn't
I
make
feel
sense
like-
though. That's the problem.
Nah, it
Does
wouldn't.
music make sense now?
True.
We just
True.
need a hot beat. So
Just
we
need
were
a good
supposed to
beat.
come out with Brush Your Waves back in
about
06.
to say
Remember that?
There was
That
Brush
was
Your
one-
Waves and Shake Your Pudding. There was two songs that we had.
Shake your pudding.
We were gonna make a snap song called "Girl Shake Your Pudding." Doom doom doom. Girl shake
This
your
is snap
pudding.
music
Girl,
time.
girl, take your-
I'm
What?
yo, son, that's all we
If somebody can
needed.
sing about a white tee, we could have released "Shake Your Pudding."
All we needed was a producer with a beat. That was it, son. I promise you. And we would have had better lyrics than that. They was rapping about
I'm
shaking
glad
the
we
beat.
didn't. I'm glad we did.
I'm not, yo, I would have taken the 100 down real quick.
This is 16 years ago. I've known these dudes. I've never heard the 3 words "shake your pudding" together
I
ever
have.
in my life. You
Yo,
weren't there.
You wasn't in the room.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
Brush Your Waves and Shake
Brush Your
Pudding.
Waves, I definitely told you about, Var.
I was well aware of Brush Your Waves. I
All
would
we
have been
needed
the
was a
model
beat.
in the joint brushing.
Just-
But don't
Yo,
like
I
pudding.
always
I
wanted to
think it
be
comes
in a
to the
video
poetry.
in slow motion. That was like one of my lifelong dreams. Like just to be the guy at the video, just turn around. Like
Like the
I used to always want to be that guy. Yeah, just one time.
What's it? One more.
AJ,
chance
make
to
that
perfect
happen for me.
example. No, model it. Go ahead, do it.
Right now. All right, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo,
Throw
to
your
all
hands
you
up or
listeners, I
something.
advise y'all to go to YouTube. He's a fool. He's
Oh
a fool.
my
He did
God.
the 1990 / early hype Williams slow mo.
Exactly, that's what it was. But bro, that's all we did back in the day. We used to like when we came back from outside, we had to wash up, we ate dinner, and we watched videos. Like that was the entertainment. Like watching videos
Videos
was like a
were
huge form of
Video Music
entertainment.
Box,
video was the
106 in
thing.
Park.
It was 106 in Park that was most impactful. Like when you, I mean, if we talk about outside in quotes,
Yeah.
outside is like Video Soul, right? Like that's early. Like
What's
when
my man name? Donnie Simpson?
Donnie Simpson. When I think about middle school and high school, is middle school outside?
Yeah, I was
Because like
outside.
in high
Yeah,
school you're
I
doing
was still trying
stuff,
to play
right? Like,
basketball.
Yeah.
like
Hey, if you really want to talk about to all the Caribbean people, what was it Caribbean Rhythms? The girl Rachel, whatever.
Rachel, she was
Biggie
bad.
even mentioned her in one of the rhymes.
Rachel was bad.
Yep. Y'all don't know about that one. Watching that joint, Caribbean Rhythms.
Nah, but then AJ and Free came and shut it down.
All the way. Yo, I seen Carson Daly today. He look like a marshmallow now.
Word. I
He
forgot.
definitely looks like somebody's dad for sure.
Nah,
Looks
he
like
got the
somebody's dad.
this. When you get to this,
never
it's
The
like-
Arkansas neck.
but you know he can't cook. You know he can't cook. So it's not even Arkansas. It might be like a Kansas, Kentucky.
They just ordering out.
He sees
you
in
know
his chicken in the
Arkansas-
pot.
Because Arkansas, I just assume that they can cook. But like
I mean, it's buffets down there everywhere.
Kansas, man, buffets, true. So did you gave me your thing, right?
Yeah, I said
your idea.
my rap was what it was. That's how we got on that sidetrack because I started thinking like maybe I could still,
But how do you actually determine that you're not good at it? Or how do you really determine?
because you see
that?
other niggas that actually care about it. I didn't care about it. Like I knew people was reading the thesaurus and all type of stuff, and I'm like, well, I already knew that word, so like I just didn't put enough energy or thought or time into it, and I was just like, I guess by me knowing that, I was like, I know I'm not good at it, like because I haven't put the energy into
Oh, I
it.
didn't even get y'all mine. This is not a non-tundra, so to speak. But skating, I wasn't good
Roller
at
skating.
roller skating or rollerblading. Rollerblading, well, it wasn't even a thought. That shit is 4 wheels in one line. Wasn't going to work.
I
for me.
just did that shit a couple weeks ago with Amber. They had something from the school.
I
was
got
in
a
there
better
killing.
chance of doing two wheels in rows, and I was bad, bro. I'm talking about pushing off the pedal. I can't stop. I mean, pushing off the brake. I didn't know how to stop. I'm just like I'm all tall and lanky, just flying everywhere.
Yeah,
Like
you know what I gotta avoid because you be causing the whole pin dropping
Yeah.
where everybody.
I know. Once you just described yourself, I knew exactly who you was at the skate rink.
no, this is
Knew
what I was
exactly who it
avoiding.
was. Mad
If y'all
hard
know-
steps.
If y'all know me, y'all know that I don't really embark in things that's going to embarrass myself. Like I'm not going to do some shit randomly, just to. I didn't even want to stroll back in the day. You know what I mean?
This is
So,
true. I remember
I
that.
That
wasn't-
is true.
I wasn't about that life. I was like, nah, I became a captain for the brotherhood. Fuck these steps. Fuck this. But eventually you get decent at it. That's an example of like, all right, man, let me get more comfortable with it. But there's a lot of shit that you just don't get good at. You just don't get good at mad shit. If you, no matter how many man hours, you put your 10,000 hours in, you just a little better, but you still bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the way Zoe put it. Like I knew I wasn't good at it because I didn't care about it as much. I think that's a good way to look at it. Like it wasn't really so much based upon like even feedback from other people. It was just like I knew I didn't care about it as much as some other people cared about it, and that's how I knew it wasn't for me. I think that's a dope way to look at things in terms of because like if you look at it from external feedback, you could be misled. Like people could be
100%.
telling you that you're good and you could be trash. And that's why there's so many funny American Idol auditions, right? It's like they go on there thinking they can sing, and it's like clearly you've been lied to all your life because you can't sing.
Well,
Like
I
you
know I
might care
couldn't
about
sing.
it, but you can't sing. But like when the opposite is true, like where you might be halfway decent, but you don't care about it in the same way that others care about it, I think that's a good kind of indicator of
So funny way to close the loop on that. Before this episode started, I was thinking that the bones of this episode remind me of episode 8, the Urkel effect, talking about persistence and how to really know when you aren't very good at something. And we just listened to episode 8 of the podcast. It's terrible in quality, right? But we didn't know enough at that point to be like, oh, right? Like we knew that it could have gotten better, but it wasn't something that we were like, "No, we're gonna stop doing." It was just something that we just knew we were gonna get better at. If a bigger podcast that came and was like, "This is y'all shit," I don't think we would have been discouraged because it's like, nigga, we just started. But as you go forward and you progress, you get better and better and better.
You look
That's a great
back.
example of what it means to get better. But there's also many examples of like, this is not your calling. I just need you to sit the fuck down and just relax.
I got a lot. I had a couple of friends that's like that, and I be trying to tell them like, that's not you, bro. Like,
And
I
at
mean,
some point,
we all have a mutual friend that,
you admire the resolve of what it
yeah,
means to
or
be
they're,
persistent,
yeah,
but also the lack of self awareness is even more funny. Like, bro, I need you to, all right,
I think the weird part about it is like when individuals think that they're good at, not even good, but they think that their aspirations are unachievable and unrealistic.
Mhm.
And it's like, yo, if that I'm all for you, but if you and I are in the same room doing that and you can't, you're not to say that this is a scale, but if you aren't better than me, I don't see how you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you?
what in the arrogance?
I know it sounds crazy, but like, it's true though. Like, so you gonna make it? Why would I? Like,
I mean, but sometimes, speaking of the Urkel effect, there was times where, like, using that example, where there probably were dudes who were more attractive than Urkel to grab Laura, but his persistence helped him win out. There's matchups, right?
nah,
There's
he had to
head to
turn
head,
into Stefan. He had to change
right?
himself.
There's head to head matchups sometimes where you're like, he cannot get her, and we
He ain't
just
gonna
sit
get
back
it.
and watch. He
He
ain't
ain't gonna
gonna
get
get
it.
it.
I hope.
He ain't
I
gonna.
hope he don't get it.
I hope he
I
don't
hope
get
he
it. He
don't.
getting closer and closer. It's like, that nigga got it. What the fuck? But there are also times where there are women who are like, bro, don't get your dusty ass out of
Ah,
here. Fuck out of here. And we're like, man, I could have told you how that was gonna play out.
Yeah, oof. I don't. I thank God that hasn't happened.
But
But I,
you started saying that like one of the things that you thought you might have been good at, but you weren't, was trying to talk to a girl, like
I'm
pulling up
terrible.
to a girl.
I to this day I'm not like. I mean, I don't have that problem now, but like, cause I'm married. But I think if I had to go back into that field, like, I never would. So like, damn, this. I wish Moneybag was on this joint because you ask him, this motherfucker's like the walking poet, right? He's
Right.
just he says all type of weird shit that throws me completely off, right? And I'm like,
Like, where you
I'm
from?
like
Because
a
I've
earshot
been
away,
there.
and I'm like, that shit work? Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I never was. I just use like humorous situation, maybe make eye contact. Maybe we both might see something funny in the club. I don't know, but I've never once had a line or a Mac line or like I just don't know how to do that, and I think it sounds crazy. So I think if I tried it, like, and remember, I also prepared myself. Remember, we used to be like, "Yo, you trying to get played?" If I already have it in my head
Absolutely.
that you're gonna say no, if it just
Then
doesn't
it's up.
hurt, I
Everything
take a
else
little of
is
the salt off it. Like,
right.
when I tried it, I wasn't good at it. And when I didn't try, I would be good at it, but I would still fail because I didn't know what was happening. Like, here's what I mean. Like, it was one
what?
time we had gone to some spot. We all were there, and we were leaving, and we were at the bar, and
Okay,
I
the
was
let
just
out.
chilling, and all of a sudden, like, I start having a conversation with this young lady. So we're having a conversation. I don't even realize where it's going. And then I start to realize, like, oh, wait, like, I could get her number, right? So at the end, when it's about to wrap up, because it's always that moment, like, well, how do you ask for, how you continue the conversation? Like, what's my go-to line for, like, continue the conversation? So I asked for a number, and she was like, yeah, you can have my number. Just tell me what my name is again. And I had no
No.
idea.
I
I had
just
no
I
clue.
walk off. I was
I
the
had no
worst for
clue.
that.
Enjoy your evening, man. I had
Yeah, wait,
no,
you
I don't,
never
I
supposed
don't
to call
remember
you.
because I didn't even approach. Because I didn't even
Time out.
approach it.
Time out. Ending a potential, ending a conversation with a girl you might be trying to get with have a good night, man.
No, I said
Man,
evening. I said have a good
Have a
evening,
good
man.
evening.
Left it just
Oh,
like that
enjoy
because I
yourself.
didn't even approach the conversation thinking that I was trying to get her number. So there was no way I was going to remember her name. I was just like,
She
yeah, all right.
bagged you. That was
Enjoy
that
your
was
night.
that was that was the password to get into the Zoom room.
word
And
up.
You still locked out.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I was locked up.
your life turned out for the better. So, congrats on
Yeah, for
that. But it
sure.
could have, it could have been something different. That's wild. Look, man, if you listen to this episode and you're like, where they going? I'm glad you're still here. Don't
Right.
do that.
We just having fun, y'all. Life is
Yeah,
crazy. A
fun.
lot of stuff is going on. And Ti is out here bombing. We like, yo. I mean, I give him credit, the confidence to do some stuff. But y'all sometimes gotta look at the mirror too at yourself. Y'all might be doing something y'all ain't supposed to be, missing your calling. I
Facts.
don't know, ignoring the signs, the red flag. Ain't that a big thing on the IG? The red flag.
Yeah, man. The
So
moral
It
of the
was for
story
me.
is
Yeah.
if you are the person that kills the joke, shut the fuck up.
That's
yeah,
it.
don't say
Just shut the
nothing.
F up.
Say it in your head. Say it in your head.
It's
That's
nicer way
it.
to say things, Var. If you're the
Sorry.
person who kills the jokes, just shut up.
Cause then
Pass
it's
the
gonna
Fuck off.
and you gonna hear shut your dumb ass up. Like,
You don't want the you
when
don't want
somebody's
the shut your dumb ass up. Or you don't want somebody hating on you and they say like, oh, that's it. You don't want the that's it, son. You don't want
I feel like where we from, if you throw ass in it,
I was
not
gonna
like
say the same thing.
yeah,
It just makes it
not like
worse.
literally, but like if somebody say dumb ass, stupid ass, anything with like you might as well go home.
That, but when you add nigga at the end too, like
oh my
anything when you
god.
Oh,
say
dumbass
A
nigga.
and the N together, it
Yo,
becomes
son,
offensive.
Well, that's like
dumb
you gotta fight somebody. Now you're not trying to just play me about the joke. You really
yo,
trying to
son,
like you
dumb
disrespecting me.
dumb has bass. And you can like wind up dumb like you dumbass nigga. It's like, oh, it's like you
That's
feel
you
even
really
more
don't like
hurt.
me at this point. Like
Yeah,
you've been
Nah,
building
you been
up.
waiting to say that
You ain't
shit,
have to. You ain't have to throw the last word in there. If you would have left it at the D and the A,
dumbass.
we would have been cool. But like you add that in, that's like personal.
like
You've been
you
thinking about
this
something.
is this is offensive. Sidebar to all my new coworkers that have been listening to the podcast. Hello. Anyway, Zonos, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Hey yo, Zoe knows this, Zoe knows that. So light skin, Zoe stay black.
Yes, y'all.
When you don't stop.
Anyway, flavor in your ear. So that's
See,
why.
you need the slow motion for that.
That's why I didn't rap. Oh yeah.
You're
Anyway,
like, my fault. Go ahead.
so we want to start off Zoe knows with a congratulations to Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Jackson, Mrs.
Yeah,
Ketanji
man.
Jackson.
Let me give her some clap from this thing.
It's official tissue. The votes came in. I think it was very crazy how everybody give accolades and then be like, "We're still voting no." Like she's smarter than me, but I vote no. We
53 to
47.
47.
Yeah.
And she overwhelmingly has probably been one of the most qualified
Oh,
candidates
she's
ever.
qualified than all the motherfuckers there now.
Ever.
Like,
Ever.
makes no sense. So we want to congratulate that. We want to big it up. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to bring down the joy of accomplishment. Now we just hope she's not gonna be on no Clarence Thomas, cause that one ooh. So she got like a double the work because you got to now do your job, but then like not be somebody else that's terrible. So
Right. Well, three jobs because she has the weight of America looking at her as somebody. So it's a lot. So kudos to her and
yeah, we want
congratulations.
to give her some strength coming from over here. So
Flowers from
um,
Juxtaposition Podcast coming soon.
yes. Next we had New York has been going crazy the last 3 days. I'm sorry that I can't share the Austin and the California San Fran news, but the mayor has gotten COVID and well deserved for him because he just been screwing up, doing all type of wild stuff. The whole issue with the mandates and the vax and the workers, and now they backtracking, and they all those people that got fired that were like essential workers that just didn't get vaxxed can now get their job back or potentially apply. Which I'm like, why would I have to apply? The whole thing is
Right,
nuts.
for a job I already had. Yeah.
Yeah, that you guys made it unavailable to me. Like I didn't quit.
Mhm.
So his dumbass, I mean his ass got came down with COVID after going to a spreader event in DC. Then you had a shooting on yesterday in
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Sunset Park, which
Yes,
is
you
weird.
gotta give the date. What was that? Tuesday,
April
April 12th.
12th. Tuesday, April
Was it
12th.
yesterday? It wasn't
Yeah,
Monday?
it was yesterday. No, it was
Oh
yesterday.
damn, that's crazy.
Because I was in New York yesterday and I was listening to the radio. I think I drive, I don't take public transportation. But as soon as I heard that, within the next hour, I was out of the city. I'm like, whatever I got to do, they got to wait because they shut the tunnels, the bridges, everything
I was gonna
down.
say any type of catastrophe in New York City, just if you've never experienced being in New York when something bad happens, just imagine your city times 50.
And
Everything
and more so when they don't have the suspect. If
right.
they got the suspect, then y'all, we got him. But this fool was still at large. And the reason why I bring it up because when I heard this story, we get judgmental like, oh, that he ain't black. This motherfucker was black. At least the suspect that they got is black. An
Man.
old black
The
man who
last
was a
two.
huh? Yeah, he was the real life Uncle Ruckus. Like they looked at his tweets, he was saying all type of wild stuff. But then it's like, yo, bro, you did that in Sunset was like the whitest part of Brooklyn. Like you ain't go to East New York with that. You might not have made it out yourself.
I mean, but aren't we glad?
I'm saying, but he might not have got that far because they packing out there anyway. So like you in there did what you thought you was gonna do. So he picked select. And as far as I'm concerned, 23 people were injured. There's no death. There's some people in critical condition, but I didn't hear of any deaths yet. Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
I don't think there are
Hopefully
any.
not.
Yeah, we'll knock on
Speaking of,
wood.
let's stay there for a second. So, what the fuck does at large actually mean?
I don't know. I guess you just. That's a good question. We need to call another friend of ours who's in the and for like
At large.
is he
So,
large at small
who started that?
like
Who started that at
I be
large?
thinking about words like that every now and then. I was thinking about the other day how people, when you want to make one of your most solid points, you say not to mention, but like you're about to mention,
yeah.
you're about to mention your biggest point. Not to mention, but you mentioning it though. Like, so I don't get weird things
Unbeknownst
people do.
to,
Unbeknownst. No, it is beknownst to you. 'Cause you're beknouncing it to us. Thank you.
Beknownst Beyonce and
Beknownst.
Latoya.
I hate
All
that
them.
word.
All
Anyway,
them.
so yes, and then oh my god, he's so ridiculous. And then
Yeah, this episode is just
there
go
was
ahead.
another
Yeah.
like something like at large. There was a active shooter in the new Dreams joint up in East Rutherford,
Oh
the big joint.
yeah.
Which is crazy because my sister in law was working at the time and she was like talking to us through like text because she was hiding in the bathroom.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
So
man.
it got a little close to home with that nonsense. It was crazy. But everybody's safe. They were, she made it safe. So, thank God for that.
Thank God for
And
that.
then the last thing,
Sad ass Zoe knows the fuck.
people is wild in these streets. That's why we had to joke so hard this episode, y'all, because it's going crazy out here. So, like, y'all got to come to us for that laughter, that good old laughter. Because if you watch the news, you turn on, especially if in the Northeast, it's getting crazier every day. The lieutenant governor for New York, who was the 35th district senator in New York prior to his position, Brian Benjamin, who I actually knew personally, was charged with bribery and got arrested after bribery and taking grant money, using his powers to get him grant money for others. Like he's just abusing the whole situation.
Oh,
And so
man.
after he resigned, then his ass got arrested. And it was weird because like I was trying to do work with the brother in the office for like a good year and a half, and they kept dodging. But you know how sometimes, like they say,
God
God
works.
ain't want he did
Yeah.
not want me to work because I probably would have
Blessing in
been caught up by
disguise.
accident, and then I would have been in jail for hurting that motherfucker for like putting me at risk.
Like,
So
how can we get a mic to Zoe and Rikers? How can we get a mic to him?
word up, like I need special privileges
You have
because
to figure it
this.
out. Like that
But
Lil Wayne verse.
In a media pass.
Seriously, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy zone. Those New York City is on 10 right now. They wild in these streets. That's what happened. That's why I wanted to start off at least with some positive energy.
Yeah, and on that note, before I give it to you for the Serenity Prayer, so I told you about that throwback page, Everyday Throwback, right? They have this group
I'll
that they
look it
keep
up.
posting
Yeah, I'm
called
following.
Men at Large. There's a group that's called Men at Large. Look them up. They got some songs that you remember, and I don't know why it made me think about them, but guess what size the men are? If they have a group called Men at Large, are they small or are they?
I would say
medium?
they are big boys.
Some big boys. Just Google Men at Large. You know, show love. Get them some streams. Get Men at Large some streams.
You said
With that-
everyday throwback.
Every
that.
day
I just
throwback.
found it. I just found it. R&B group,
So,
Men at Large.
AJ
Holy
AJ
shit.
gave us AJ. We know that at large means not yet captured. I wanted to know why the fuck is it called at large? Like, what's the what's the correlation?
niggas
The
was-
correlation.
Damn, they was big. These Men at Large. They definitely was
Yeah,
shopping
man,
at
at
the
large
big
is
car.
large, right? Go ahead and wrap us up with this serenity prayer.
Yes, we want to ask God to grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, such as saying bad jokes and thinking you got it, and the wisdom to know the difference of the two when you ain't just hit.
Hallelujah.
You know, thank y'all for listening to this episode. This has been episode 71. We will see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.